This is Josiah Plays Kingdom Death Monster on Tabletop Simulator. We are entering our 8th Lantern year, and we have decided to hunt a level 3 Flower Knight. Very flowery. Fast in a manner entirely alien to Josiah's speed. That's right. So, let's set up the hunt. First of all, we start all the way at the end of the board because it's a level 3. Then we put down the... forest gate right here. And we put down Flower Knight Hunt Events deck. Are all of the spaces on this side. The Flower Knight himself starts all the way back here. And then we've got to fill out the others with basic hunt events. This is going to be a long fucking hunt phase. So many terrible things can happen to you during the hunt. This is actually going to be this part's going to be more dangerous than the actual fight. Oh, somebody gets something special when we depart. Oh yeah, she gets a strength token when we depart because she's just the right kind of crazy. Alright, the first event revealer will be Bone Grinder, our leader, who will boldly stride forward to reveal a random event. Looks like we've got a 13 in the random hunt events. Let's see what a 13 brings us. Overload. The event revealer falls to their knees, sobbing uncontrollably. This is our leader. They've simply had too much. Scrambling to understand, the survivor must select to despair or never give up. I love how you can select to despair. Like, I choose to despair. Announce the choice out loud and roll a d10. Oh, I see. You're pretty much screwed either way. He will choose to never give up. And now I roll. And he achieves a 2, which is an even result. Gain 1 accuracy token. Alright. That's nice. That's convenient. Thanks. The hero we don't need, but the one we deserve. Alright, I guess that's all that happened. He chose not to give up. Alright. Blood Skull will reveal the next event. It's another random. A 24. Food from the mouths of others. The survivors pass a stone face that appears to be holding something in its mouth. The event revealer investigates. Gain a courage and roll on the table. Oh, she's already maxed on courage. Still. Hey, look, she gets a +2 to investigate roll results, though. Because she is an explorer. So, she gets a +2 to this. Rolled it up. A 5. That's a 7. More rocks. What did you expect? Gain a Founding Stone card. Okay, that's garbage because we can't use those. So, she's going to spend 2 points. This is a terrible way to spend survival. Like, this is really inadvisable to be wasting survival like this. But I could get a skull. She's going to spend 2 survival to make it a 9. You pull out a masticated mass. Masticated. Random basic resource and 2 insanity. She is insane as fuck. Almost as insane as him. Random basic resource. No, stop rolling those dice. Could be a skull. It is not a skull. It is a monster hide. Spending survival in mass to gain a masticated mass. Oh, Nox. Alright. So far, these hunt events haven't been too bad. There are some on this table that pretty much just kill you. Alright. That one's done. Moving forward, Bone Tree the Returned shall reveal the next event, and it is a random event. We've got a 64. Got a 64. A stone fountain. A pair of cupped stone hands rise out of the ground. The hands hold clear, cold water that trickles through the stone fingers in a seemingly endless supply. Any survivor may choose to consume from the fountain, except Bone Grinder can't because his jaw is broken, so he's not allowed to consume. Gain +1 courage and roll on the table. Anyone with binge eating disorder must consume. Now, we've had someone with binge eating disorder, but I think we cured it. Or the person who had it died. Because I don't think anybody's got binge eating disorder right now. Alright, somebody's got to consume this shit. So, well, somebody didn't have to consume it, but we're going to. Really don't need to, though. Oh, but you gain a +1 courage for doing it, so it's well worth it for the people that need the courage. So, Bone Tree will consume from the fountain. And he achieves a 7. The water. It's refreshing. Okay, that's nice. Also, Laughing Skull shall drink from the fountain. A 10. The water is clean and pure, like none the survivor has ever tasted. Gain +1 survival. Well, I'm already maxed on survival, so that doesn't help me. But the +1 courage I will certainly take. Oh, indecision he has to roll twice. No, he still doesn't have to, though, because he's... Oh, because he is the event revealer. You're right. He's indecisively drinking the water. A 6. Okay, it comes out the same. Alright. And finally, we are revealing the next event with Laughing Skull. Another one of these. A 51. A 50 0. A 50. A 50. A 50 0. That's a word. A gibbet. A crude iron cage swings from the branches of a massive tree. As the survivors approach, a man calls out to them from the cage, pleading to be freed. The survivors may pass him by and suffer 1 brain event damage as the prisoner weeps and pleads. If the survivors choose to free him, the event revealer rolls on the table. Well, this is interesting. The thing is, I don't think the people of the Skull would let this guy out. I just don't think the people of the Skull give a fuck. This is my evil group. They're all about survival of the fittest and embrace the darkness and all that. They're not letting this guy out. They're gonna take a tiny hit to their insanity and just pass him on by. They're the people of the fucking Skull. Alright, we come back to our leader. It's another one of these. A 53. The masked salesman again? Really? The survivors meet a traveling mask salesman on the road. He insists that he has special wares to offer. Take 1 copy of each mask from the mask maker gear, shuffle them, drawing one at random. This is the mask the salesman is offering. Alright, here we go with the masks again. Now we have the Death Mask, which also has bone. Oh, wow. If you have no affinities, gain +4 luck and suffer -4 to all severe injury rolls. That's pretty intense. And we'll roll to see what he wants for it. 4. Silently points at you. Instinctively, you hand him his asking price in exchange for the mask. Archive 1 gear from your gear grid. It's just like last time! I'm about to trade my fecal salve for a mask. This is exactly what happened last time. Hey, I heard you mask guys really like shit. Here's some. +4 luck. That's a stupid amount of luck. All right. For mask dealers, a bad day is when they sell a mask and don't get shit for it. Alright, we come upon the forest gate. The survivors approach an ominous gate. Trees and shadows lay beyond. Oh no, it's the ominous gate. That is a pretty ominous gate, I'm gonna say. If I was walking through the woods and I came across that gate, I'd be like, okay, fuck. That's ominous. The silence and darkness is broken by a glowing hum that whispers into their bones. The survivors test the gate. So after rolling, this is the one where we can add bleeding tokens and all that to change our roll. A 9! Alright, that's good. Now we want to make this a 13. So we want to get +4 to this. We can get some by spending a little bit of her survival. Gain a -1 attribute token of your choice. Oh yeah, we're going to do that for sure. We're going to get some -speed tokens because we're too fucking fast as it is. -1 speed. -1 speed. -1 speed. That's 3. That's 3. We're up to 12. If she takes a -1 speed as well, we'll be, we'll be on 13 exactly. Gracious aroma. The survivors step through the gentle swinging gates, met by a warm, promising wind carrying a cloyingly sweet bouquet. We all gain a D5 insanity and 1 understanding, which is great. D5 insanity. She gets 4. I really need to get immortal for her. That would be great. Oh, and 1 understanding. He gets 5. Awesome. He gets 5. He's the one that does have immortal. It's 3. Two. Okay, so it looks like hunting the Flower Knight is a good way to farm in understanding, because that's like pretty much a guaranteed +1 understanding every time you come here. For the whole team, because that's how you get ageless, is by maxing out your understanding. then you have a chance to get the ageless ability, which is the best thing. And really important for fighting the Phoenix, because what the Phoenix does is he ages your characters. He gives your characters a bunch of XP, and if you get to the end of your XP bar, you cease to exist. The character just ceases to exist. They're not retired, they're gone forever. So you really need, like, to be ageless so he can't do that to you. At least have one person to be ageless to kind of tank that shit. My other group has 2 people that are ageless, so it was pretty good. Alright, we're gonna step through and fight this fucker. Oh, no we're not. We still have a whole bunch more hunt events. Okay. This is gonna be, Bloodskull that reveals this. Sudden life. The branches overhead are suddenly alive with writhing insects. All at once, thousands of insects begin to sing, filling the air with a vibrating wall of noise. The din brings the survivors to their knees. All non-deaf survivors suffer 1 event damage to their head hit location that ignores armor points. If any survivor has 3+ understanding, they may plug up their ears with spongy moss and help the others do the same. Otherwise, the overwhelmed survivors suffer 1 brain event damage and begin the showdown knocked down. Alright, I think we all have 3 understanding, and so we're all going to take 1 point to our head location, ignoring armor, but it's still not going to ignore his particular brand of crazy. He's going to take that. We're going to ignore armor here, so boom. Straight to heavy injury on the head. That's not good. Make sure I read that right. That's actually super terrible. Ignores the armor. Ignores the armor. Boom. Boom. No, because his insanity, it says all damage dealt to your hit locations converts to brain damage. So, this doesn't say that it's an exception to that. Insanity isn't armor. I mean, it functionally acts like armor, but it isn't armor. Alright, moving forward. This has to be Bone Tree again. A sticky meadow. Do we even want to know? A dewy meadow lays before the survivors. Sloshing through the moist, sticky grass, any boots the survivors are wearing become waterlogged. Heavy with sweet-smelling nectar, the survivor finds it difficult to lift their feet as they walk. Each survivor with leg armor, which is none of us, chooses to either gain a -1 movement token or reduce the armor at their leg's location to 0. No problem, none of us have leg armor. Moving on. Finally, back to our leader. Back to Bone Grinder, the murderer. The Pool of Secrets. Oh, the Pool of Secrets sounds cool. Oh, look, dismembered arm right out the gate. The survivors find a glowing pool of inky black water. A shimmering shape swims languidly in the depths. One survivor may nominate themselves to investigate. Oh, it can heal a permanent injury of your choice? What? Alright, let's take a look. Who should stick their arm in there? We could cure blindness on one of them. And gain a random disorder. If Bloodskull does it, there's a small chance she could get immortal. And cure her blindness. I mean, we gotta try it, right? We can spend survival to bump this. Alright, Bloodskull. She's going for it. She's gonna root around in this extremely dangerous pool. And she gets a 7, that's great. She'll, spend 2 points of survival. Going into the fight, have half my survival, like a genius. A cold, gentle caress. Her blindness goes away. Oh, the +2. But this isn't an investigate. Yes, it is. And she does have +. Oh, it's Nox, you're right. She didn't have to spend any survival at all. She got the +2 to investigate on this shit. Nice. Heals a permanent injury and gains a random disorder. So she is no longer blind. That's nice. I mean, it was only in one eye, but still, it wasn't really welcome. She gets a point of accuracy back there. And she gains a random disorder. If we're lucky, she'll get immortal. Uh-oh. Coprolalia. You have compulsive tics in the form of sporadic muttering, cursing, whimpering, and screaming. All your gear is noisy. She grew eyes. Well, she grew an eye. You are always a threat unless you are knocked down, even an effect says otherwise. Okay, that's not a big deal. I can live with Coprolalia. Buzzskull just likes to make noise. And that's it. We're done with the hunt phase. We have now reached the Flower Knight. And we get to actually do the fight itself. So here's our buddy. I don't know what's up with those weird fingers with faces on them. Also looks strangely owl-like, I think, but there's the Flower Knight. What does fencing do? You ignore parry. Oh, that's great. Okay. Alright, here we go. We need to set up the fairy ring. It's there. This is the fairy ring. Wait. I fucked it up. This is how it's supposed to be, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Mask Maker gear. Can get to stepping out of here. Flower Knight looks like something that if in flying ship form Josiah would love to ride. I don't get it. This time blood patch can go back in here. Alright, we set up the fairy ring. We put a flower patch out there. We set up a random terrain card, which is going to be stone columns. Alright, fuck stone columns, honestly. Actually, stone columns could be really helpful. To keep us from being knocked... To keep us from being knocked to the edge of the board. Let's put them lined up with the places we're most likely to be. Put some stone columns down. And then... where does the flower patch go? By the board edge. And then we set up here. And our buddy is right there. No, do not turn the... Alright, hold on. I need to lock this thing down. There, now I can't move the fairy ring itself. Alright, cool. Bone Tree, The Returned. Yeah, and we're ready to go. Oh, we need to set up his decks. Level 3. He gets 9 basic cards. He gets 5 advanced cards. He gets 2 legendary cards. Legendary cards are no joke. He also gets a movement of 9 and 11 toughness, a +1 speed token, and +2 damage. Now this is in addition to all the damage tokens that he gets for us being inside the thing. And then he gets all of these cards. Bloom, Set Roots. He gets Perfect Aim. When he rolls a perfect hit, we lose 1 armor at all hit locations. That's not going to hurt us bad because we basically don't have any armor. He gets Heart of the Woods. If we're at the start of our turn and we're adjacent to the board edge, we get sucked into the darkness of the woods and are lost forever. So that's not cool. We're going to want to try to avoid that happening. Damage token for every survivor in the fairy ring. No terrain can be placed in the fairy ring. If we leave the fairy ring, we gain a bleeding token. And if he does a bloom, he teleports us into the fairy ring. Oh, the owl ship thing from Watchmen. That's right. I didn't... Oh, I get it. I understand the joke you're making now. How much I love... Yeah, it was the best. It was the best. And 11 toughness. Alright, we can handle this guy, I hope. This is our first level 3 enemy. Well, he gets to go first. So let's see what he does. Appel. If there are no survivors in the fairy ring, perform Bloom. Perform Bloom. Oh, this is Bloom. Target a random survivor outside the fairy ring. Random survivor, okay. We'll randomly roll. We'll randomly roll again. It's Bone Grinder. They vanish, they gain a +1 luck token. Why does he have an accuracy token? Oh, everybody, the red fist comes up, and everybody in our crew gains a strength token. We have a lot of strength. Strength is not a problem for us. Alright, he gains a luck token, giving him a luck of 12. Of 12. So he needs to roll a -2 on a d10 in order to crit. Bloom. What happens with Bloom? I have a feeling I'm going to be referencing Bloom more than I'm going to be referencing Perfect Aim. Doomed. He can't spend any survival. target emerges from a flower. Standing in the closest free space inside the fairy ring. Turn the monster to face the target. What do you mean, the closest free space inside the fairy ring? You mean the closest to the Flower Knight, or the closest to where he was standing before? I guess the closest must be to him. That seems to be what it's saying. So basically he just appears inside the fairy ring like that. Monster turns to face him. Okay, now he performed Bloom. Now he goes after the closest threat facing in fairy ring, which is obviously Bone Grinder. And he's gonna come over here, move and attack. Currently he's got a speed of 3. Accuracy is 2+, but of course Bone Grinder has a 9 evasion, so he has to roll 10s to hit me with 3 dice. He fails to hit, so nothing else happens. And that's all he does. Not a big deal. Alright. First things first. Bone Grinder's gonna be the first to go, and he's gonna strike back. But he doesn't want to be right here, because you see where he's at. He's in very dangerous knockback to the edge of the board territory right there. And we can't be getting knocked back to the edge of the board. Now, fortunately, he has 13 movement, so he can move basically anywhere the fuck he wants. So he's gonna move back here. I mean, he still wants to be able to... Actually, we could just throw... No, he wants some axe proficiency, so he's gonna come back here. And he's going to attack with his axe. Oh, fuck. He can't attack from the blind spot. He's honorable. Fine, he'll attack from right here. He's too honorable to attack from there. So first things first. He's got 8 attacks. In order to hit, he needs he can't miss. Okay. None of them are perfect hits, though. They're all hits. So I gotta draw 8. 3 guys and stuff from Hot Topic and 1 guy with a headband and a Naruto t-shirt. Yeah, that pretty much sounds 100% legit. I gotta draw 8 of these and hope that none of them are the trap. Alright, cool. No trap. So he's about to do a shit ton of damage. Alright, so I gotta decide what order I do this. Now, I don't think I even need to roll. I don't even need to roll to wound. Because I'm gonna auto-crit on every single attack. So all I need to do is figure out what happens as a result of all these crits. I also ignore the parry because I have the fencing. Fencing with a bone axe. So, let's see what the optimal order to do this is. Well, I can do these parry ones because nothing special is going to happen. So, on his first crit, because his axe is savage, on his first crit he does an extra wound. So first thing we do is take 2 off the top here. And then we've got this parry, which we can ignore and crit and take another one. Impervious. This isn't going to do any damage, but on a critical wound to the writhing flora, I gain the priority target token and +1 luck. I don't really need any more luck tokens, honestly. Priority target token means he's going to be, guess what? The priority target. Then we've got a super dense location. Oh, that's kind of nice. Flowering Bustle. I hit him in the Flowering Bustle and do damage. And I can spend 3 survival to gain +1 permanently. Permanent accuracy. I'll take it. Can you get love juice from a Flower Knight? Yes, you can get love juice from a Flower Knight. And then we'll hit him in the Fey breastplate. Critical wound. The sight of the elaborate armor in ruins is gratifying. If the Flower Knight is inside the fairy ring, it gains -1 toughness token, which makes it easier for the weaker member of our party to wound it. Attacker gains a luck token. Okay, this is getting stupid now. At this point, I can start fucking giving out... At this point, I've got luck tokens like fucking sarsaparilla bottle caps. One random flower resource. Somehow we just hacked it's the Warbling Bloom! The one that makes a troll face baby when you plant it. Ah, persistent injury, bruised ego. You're right. Yeah, the troll face baby flower. You plant this flower and you gain a person. But your person is born with a face just like that. It's amazing. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, we're gonna critically wound him. Oh, we just did that. Alright, we'll critically wound him in the delicate shoulder joint. The Flower Knight's sword arm is ruined. I gain a survival. And a random flower resource. This time I got a lantern bloom. And he gains a -1 accuracy. That's cool. He wasn't really going to be able to hit us anyway. And then the Fey Sabatons, we'll save that for last. The Fey Helm Wings. The Flower Knight's helmet is damaged. It gains another -1 accuracy token. Alright, this guy ain't hitting shit. And I get a luck token and a random flower resource. Yeah, pretty much having auto crits is kind of helpful. A Sighing Bloom. That's kind of nice. I can use it during the showdown to gain 3 survival and 3 insanity. Oh, but then I get flower addiction, which I don't want. Finally, I have to hit the Fey Sabatons after having dealt 7 wounds if the attacker has any stinky gear. Yeah, there is gear that is stinky. Like, for example, this monster grease. Or fecal salve. Yeah, is obviously stinky. Alright, I hit him in the Fey Sabatons. Now, this doesn't have a critical hit effect, so I can't avoid this reaction. So, I just got viciously kicked away for bash and knockback 5. You see, that's why I didn't want to attack him from this side. Because I would have been knocked to the edge of the board, and it would have been GG, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bash knocks him down. He takes a bleeding token for leaving the fairy circle. The bad news is this guy only has 9 cards left. Only 9 cards left in his thing. Which means if we attack for, like, you know, 8, 9, 10 attacks, we're basically guaranteed to draw the trap. So I'm gonna let Laughing Skull go in next. Because she's only gonna be attacking, what, 6 times? Oh, I'm switching her. I was gonna do this before we started the hunt. I'm switching her to Fist and Tooth. She's going in with Fist and Tooth. Now, she is not honorable. So she can go behind to the blind spot. It actually is beneficial to have... Yeah, our characters are so fast, at least these three, my three originals, they're so fast that they're too fast. Like, they don't bother to, like, take a moment in between their blurred frenzy of attacks to avoid triggering the traps of the enemy. It's like a downside of being that fast. Alright, so she's going to attack Fist and Tooth, which normally gives you 2 attacks. She has a speed of 3, so she gets 5 attacks. She has to hit on a 4 or better. Oh, also... Oh, we get to draw a tactics card. I've never drawn a tactics card before. Where's that tactics deck at? Here it is. Let's see what we got. What's a tactics? We got block formation. While the survivors are standing in this formation, they each ignore the first hit from a monster's attack. That is really cool, but I doubt we'll use it. We'll see. Anyway. So, she's hitting on a 4 or better with 5 dice. Four hits. You think each survivor gets a badge? I don't think so. I think there's only one badge. They gain the Flower Knight badge rare gear. I don't think they each gain one. There is only one. Like, if this is the actual board game, there's only one card for it. If I look in here, there's no more. Well, this automatically makes a copy, but my point is there's only one. There's only one in here. Yeah, that's what the unique means, yeah. Is you can't have more than one. Okay, so, I was looking at my attack roll. What did I get? I needed 4s? I got 4 hits. Alright, let's see if we draw the trap card. Cool, we didn't. Now, Laughing Skull's my weak character, so she doesn't like auto wound or auto crit, unlike the others, basically, at this point. So, to wound, she needs... But, oh, his toughness is really high, too, because we're fighting a level 3. His toughness is 11. So she needs to roll an 11 on a d10. From that, she subtracts her strength, which is 9. So she needs to roll a 2 on a d10. To crit, she needs a 6 or higher. So we're going to go ahead... and do the Fey Breaches first. And she did wound, but she didn't crit. She did wound, but she didn't crit. Which means we take one off here. The Flower Knight's eyes beam strangely. Attacker gains +1 courage and is knocked down unless they spend 1 survival. So she'll take the courage. She'll spend the survival. Oh god, don't bring back Thaco. Anything but that. Alright, she's gonna try to attack this Hypnotic Deflection. Cannot wound because it's a parry. Can only crit. And she did crit. She did crit. So, the good news is... she gets to do the breakthrough thing now. So I think she's about to get fencing. So this happens. There's weird eyeballs for some reason. For a brief instant, a weakness is found in the Flower Knight's seemingly impenetrable defenses. With a ferocious blow, the survivor is able to overcome the Flower Knight's bird-like reflexes. If the settlement has innovated drums, which we have, the rhythm of battle is maddening. All survivors gain +2 insanity. I love insanity. Very impenetrable. Yeah. Alright. We gained some insanity. Breakthrough. Roll a d10. Add luck to the result. Her luck is currently a 3. A 5 plus 3 is 8. Alright, we're spending 2 survival on this. Passing through, your senses sharpen until you're nearly overwhelmed. Gain the fencing, secret fighting art, and all survivors gain +1 survival. So we get fencing too. Copy, give me some more fencing. Congratulations, you now have fencing. And everybody gains a survival. Yeah, it's a pretty gratuitous butt shot there in the foreground. Well, there's some art in this that's just like overtly sexual. I mean, certain ones that are just, they're not even trying to conceal it at all. I can't remember where they are, but I've seen a couple that were just like, whoa. Okay, so back to her attacks. She can try this Furious Riposte now, which she can ignore the parry because she just learned fencing. 2 or 6. A 4, that's another wound. She's doing this with her fists. She's just beating this fucking knight. You don't fuck with the people of the skull. And now this one she's not going to be able to avoid the reaction on. Unless she rolls a 1 and doesn't wound. Nah, but in fact she crit, but it didn't matter. If the attacker is adjacent to the Flower Knight, they suffer bash. Alright, bash just knocks her down. It doesn't knock her back. Without turning, move the Flower Knight 3 spaces toward the center of the Showdown board. Okay, so without turning. Boom, boom. It's going to move here. Because it passes over her, she suffers collision, which knocks her down again, but she's already knocked down, so that doesn't matter. And that's the end of her action. Now, there's only 5 cards left here, which means no matter what, whichever one of my characters attacks next is going to trigger the trap card. So it's just a matter of who wants to take one for the team. Bone Tree over here really feels like picking some flowers. So he's going to pick flowers from the flower patches. Fucking Bone Tree. And he got a 4. So he gets a Glorious Bloom. Gain a luck token and a random flower resource. He gets a Lantern Bud. Ooh, I like this one because it gives you 3 extra endeavors. You know, by farming the Flower Knight, you could get a lot of extra endeavors. Cheating ass Flower Knight. And he's done. Actually, wait. I don't think he wants to end his turn right there. Well, no, he's not going to get knocked anywhere. Flower Patch comes off the board. Flower picking is a battle mechanic. Everything's a battle mechanic. After he does that, I think he's going to move... You know, he'll move and surge and trigger the thing. He's got a ton of movement, right? 12? He'll move all the way back to here. And he'll attack with his dagger. Now, I don't think I even need to bother with... Because here's what's going to happen. He's not going to miss. He's going to attack 9 times. Because even on a... Yeah, even on a 1 he hits. So they're all hits. So he's going to pull all these cards, and one of them is going to be the trap, so we don't need to worry about any more dice rolls. Here it is. Restless Roots. So, I'm not forgetting any special rules, am I? He does get +2 damage tokens for 2 people being inside the ring. Alright. Place the Flower Knight in the center of the board. He's in the center of the board. Place the attacker in front of the monster. They get a luck token. How nice. Luck tokens for days. Everybody gets luck tokens. Each of the other survivors is grasped by the roots and pulled in. Unless they spend 1 survival, place them 5 spaces closer to the Flower Knight. Pulled in, 5 spaces closer. I'll take that. Already as close as can be. Already as close as can be. He now gets... He has so many fucking tokens. Oh, I think he can stack them on top of each other. Alright, if he takes this off, he's got 2 extra damage. If he puts it on, he's got 6, yeah. Alright, have a good one, Pixie. Thanks again for stopping by, and thanks for that raid. I appreciate it. Have a good one. See you next time. Well, they didn't get damaged, but they took a bleeding token, yeah. All survivors are doomed. Alright, basic action on the attacker, who is... Bone Tree. Not super concerned, honestly, because he's going to... He has a speed currently of 4, but his accuracy... He needs 10s to hit, though. He gets no hits. Lol. Okay. So much for the Flower Knight and his deadly nonsense. Now, Bone Tree could... go ahead and surge and attack anyway, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's good. Wait, did he already do that? Because didn't he pick the thing? He did already surge. That was his surge. He has to spend a survival for that. I'm not so concerned that we're all dooms. Yeah. Well, these characters are overpowered as shit. Dude, my other group in the other game would be having so much of a harder time with this. These characters are way overpowered because I've gotten lucky and gotten a ton of skulls. If I hadn't found all those skulls, this would be a whole different story. Alright, well, Blood Skull's gonna go, and she's got her Copper Lalia and she comes to play. So she's already in the blind spot. She can't miss anyway. with her daggers. She can't miss. She's just going to attack. Oh my god, she attacks 10 times. Alright, here's her 10 attacks. I think I rolled 10 of them. Got a couple perfect hits so I can get survival back. Well, now I have to draw all kinds of cards. There's the trap right away. Flower Knight in the center of the board. Place the attacker in front of the monster. She gains a luck token. She's really deep in those. Or we all are, I guess, as a group. Everybody else gets pulled in as close as they can. They're all as pulled in as they can be. Survivors are doomed. Basic action on the attacker. The problem is you can't hit her, right? Because her evasion is also, it's at what, an 8, so I mean, it's great that he can attack 4 times, but he can't hit her. Yeah, no hits. Falling into a trap makes you luckier. It makes perfect sense, yeah. Suffering brain damage makes you more sane. Makes perfect sense. She's going to go ahead and surge now as she can and attack again. So we reshuffle this because the trap went back into it. I'm not going to roll the dice. It doesn't matter. They're all going to be hits. It doesn't matter if any of them are perfect or not. Why am I pulling these face down? Oh, there's the trap again. Oh, that tricky, tricky trap. Okay. This motherfucker. Finding that intellect devour would have made you luckier. So everybody gets pulled in. Blah, blah, blah. She gets a luck token for some reason we can't understand. It tries to hit her. It did hit her. She's doomed, so she can't... Actually, this is going to be a problem. This could... I mean, this could legitimately be deadly. Because he's about to do 6 damage plus a bunch of knockback. 6 damage, and she doesn't have any armor worth a shit. And she can't dodge because she's doomed. Except when a monster attacks, you roll a d10 on a 6+, ignore 1 hit. Come on. 8! The fencing that the Flower Knight taught her just saved her. He's like, I see, the student has become the master. Aha, sucker! I learned your tricks and used them against you. Alright, our turn is finally over. It's his turn. He's got the entrancing gaze going. That's a mood. It'll stay in play. He draws another AI card. The eyes in the Flower Knight's helm glow intensely, bringing stinging tears to the survivors' faces. All survivors suffer -3 accuracy while they are in the Flower Knight's facing. Oh! Bruised ego! Bruised ego! Discard entrancing gaze. Haha! We already shut your shit down before you even pulled it, sir. He pulls Glissade. Closest threat. Oh, but there is a priority target token on somebody, so he's got to go after Bone Grinder. Who is right here. Monster stomps its foot and shrieks frightfully. Target suffers 1 brain damage. I'll try to find a point of insanity that I can spare for that. And then he's going to attack. He's got a speed of 4. Again, he's going to have to roll millions to hit. No, I'm afraid that's just not going to do it, pal. So that's all. That's all he gets to do. Anything else special on his turn or anything? Guess not. Alright. We stand up. End of the monster turn. Is anybody trying to get a proficiency point or anything? Bone tree. I guess I want to get a proficiency point with Blood Skull because she already has a couple, so she might as well get more. First thing she's going to do is Order of Death. Give everybody 2 insanity. Because, you know, we don't quite have enough. I wish my other group had this much insanity. They're all down to like 0 and 2. Alright, so that is a... Oh my god, 38, man. Then she'll use her free surge action that she gets from Sweet Battle to attack, I guess, 10 fucking times with a dagger. They're mostly sane, yeah. Alright. I don't need to roll. It's 10 hits, we know that. One more. Yay, no trap. I think this is going to end the fight right here. So is she auto-critting? Her luck is currently 9. Yes, she's auto-critting. Okay. So I'm just choosing which cards I want to apply the crits to. I'll do Delicate Shoulder Joint. I gain a survival and a random flower resource. She's already maxed, though. I gain a random flower. We got another Warbling Bloom! This is how you get your population up right here, and suddenly your whole settlement is full of fucking trollface guys. Hit the Fey Helm Wings. Get another random... Another random flower. An Osseous Bloom, okay. And then we'll go after the Fey Breastplate. I'm not even bothering to apply the tokens to the monster right now because they're irrelevant. And it's going to be dead. Random flower resource from this one as well. We're just chopping flowers off of this thing. Another Osseous Bloom. We'll do the Delicate Knee Joint. All survivors gain a survival. 2 more hits and it's dead. 2 more wounds, I should say. Everybody gains 1. There you guys go. Enjoy that. And then the rest of these aren't going to do anything special for me. So this one, goodbye. And the final blow, this one. And it's over. Level 3 Flower Knight turned out to be pretty fucking easy. Pretty easy, that Flower Knight. We win. Let's see what happens again. All right, we've got I don't think I can get another Flower Knight badge, just like we discussed before. Nobody has Ghostly Beauty. So we get 4 basic, 8 flowers, and a Sleeping Virus Flower rare gear. Cool. That gives you luck. Sleeping Virus Flower. Cursed. When you die, a flower blooms from your corpse. A warm vibe. Oh, that's cool. So we'll hold on to that. And we might get a skull here. Nope. And what do I get? 8 of these? There's not even 8 left. I've taken so many things off of him. There's not even 8 left. I guess that's all I get. This goes back in the tactics deck. Get more of those nightmare face flowers, yeah. Those are awesome. I think I'm just gonna take this fairy ring. Oh, I have to unlock it. Get off their cards. I'm gonna take that and put it back in there. Except it doesn't go in there. It goes in here. No. Get out of there. I don't think we're gonna hunt the Flower Knight again. I think we're about Flower Knighted out. We've beaten the level 3 version. Get in there. It's too big. It's too big to go in the little bag. There you go. They never truly die. Or there's more than one of them. But no, I think there's just one of this guy. But he just regrows after you defeat him. Alright, so we have all these flowers. At least I got some love juice. This is his entire deck. I guess he had 14. I'm owed one more though, so I get another Osseous Bloom. I think we've done as much Flower Knight as we need to do in our lives. Besides, I think we're going to be hunting that Dung Beetle Knight next. Because you know what's a good time? Anything involving the word dung, am I right? Kill that Dung Beetle Knight, get some love juice off of him. Okay, we're starting to get a lot of fucking resources. I'm gonna clean up the Flower Knight stuff. That's his special deck. And his hit location deck is here. I don't think we ever even got to see his legendary cards. Prancing Gaze. Legendary Nature Reflection. Wrathful Vine Strike. Continuation. See, he has all these cool abilities. He never got a chance to use them because he was too busy getting wrecked. Attenuating Weeds. These are all advanced cards. Yeah, so there's like a narrative connection between the Dung Beetle and the Flower Knight because she played in the Dung Beetle Ball. And there's actually a big ass Dung Beetle Ball that's involved when you fight the Dung Beetle Knight. Alright, we're gonna put the Flower Knight stuff away. Alright. Everything's cleaned up. We are victorious again. We haven't run into the Lonely Tree Hunt event yet, though. It's in there. It's in there. And then we heal and reset all these tokens. We have a lot of insanity. And we also gain Hunt XP and weapon proficiency. She just gained Dagger Specialist. You can try to wound that location again. That's pretty cool. Did I check off her Hunt XP just now? Or just her dagger thing? I don't know how much Hunt XP she's supposed to have. I did? Okay. You get some axe and some... See, we're about to have fucking problems here. Because these guys are not ageless, nor do we have records to reset their shit. We're about to start, like, not being able to use some of these characters, like Bone Grinder. Bone Tree did not hit with a dagger. Laughing Skull hit with Fist and Tooth. Man, fencing is nice. Part of me says I should hunt that fucker again just so that Bone Tree can get fencing too. Maybe we'll come back to him in a few years, a couple of years, something. I want to hunt some Gorms, some Dung Beetle Knights. Alright. So that's victory. Next settlement phase, sense memory. Along with all this other shit. And Gorm climate, we already know about. Okay. And we're gonna get some new population. Some new fucked up face population. So we come back to the settlement. Survivors return. We've healed everything. Who can breed? We'll gain some endeavors. Now, this time, we've got some tinkers. I didn't give them the card, but they're tinkers. So this time, we get 3 extra endeavors, so we get 7. Plus we're gonna get some more from that one flower. Which flower is it? The lantern bud. There's only one. Out of all these stupid flowers, there's only one lantern bud. So we're gonna make that one kid eat it. This guy, whoever he is, or she, that's the designated lantern bud eater. To gain 3 more endeavors. That's better. Now we have 10. We have 10 and we have a lot of stuff. Because this, let's see. Hide, bone, bone, hide, bone, hide, organ, hide, bone, bone, or... Only 2 of them count as organs, though, sadly. Organs seem to always be the thing that we're short on. Short on organs. Bone grinder with the death mask. Perfect. Perfect for him. Alright, but now we have to deal with settlement events. Starting with the Gorm climate. Our fearless leader will roll up the Gorm climate. He will receive an 8. An 8. Does the settlement have storytelling? I don't think so. Nah, we ain't got no storytelling. The settlement struggles against the quaking ground, linking arms to brace themselves against the storm. Nominate a survivor with 0 hunt XP. They draw strength from the settlement's determination and gain +1 courage. Alright, that's going to be one of these guys over here. They have no hunt XP. Let's give some courage to Jagged Skull. Fine. We'll give it to Bone Locks. Vestophobia guy. Bone Locks. He gets some courage from this. +1 luck. Who do I want to give this to? Luck of 3. Luck of 8. Luck of 11. Luck of 7. But what's important about this is when the person dies that has this, their mind can come back to take somebody else over. So I should give it to somebody that's, like, pretty fucking awesome. Like Blood Skull. Unfortunately, I need to make room in her inventory. I guess she doesn't need to wear a lion head dress. I'm gonna put her luck up to an 8. No, the time before it was Bone Tree. Oh, are you talking about the courage thing? And we got plenty of Acanthus, that's for sure. Alright. So that happened. And yes, it goes on the timeline next year. But now we have to draw this year's event. Please no murder. Alright, Clinging Mist. The settlement is hidden behind a thick green mist. Something about the way the lantern light passes through it makes it seem alive. Roll a d10. I don't like the looks of this. A 3. Where mist touches skin, bright red boils bloom into existence. The painful boils leave the survivors desperately scratching themselves. The returning survivors suffer the worst and must all skip the next hunt. No, I'm thinking no. I'll spend one. We just got ammonia. Or become the starting survivors for a new settlement? What? I'll spend one to make it a 4, to make it ammonia, which we have. And we're gonna nominate Bone Grinder for this. Bone Grinder douses himself in urine and runs through the settlement, clearing the mist away. He gains +3 understanding, but -1 permanent luck for being so gross. It's okay, because his luck is already through the roof. And he needs that understanding. That gets him closer to being able to be ageless, since he's the person most likely to get too old soon. So that actually worked out pretty well for us. Clinging Mist. Alright, there's no death count. Alright, timeline events. We've got Rumbling in the Dark of the Dung Beetle Knight. Something's about to happen. The Dung Beetle Knight. There you go. Very Dung Beetle-y. Resourceful and hungry, this cunning species has evolved a night shape to fool both predators and prey. Oh, so it's an actual dung beetle. It's not a dude who's just into... It's not just like a dung beetle enthusiast who's been knighted. It rolls a massive resin ball formed from spit used to collect rare feces for its meals. You gotta get that rare feces, you know what I'm saying? It's a connoisseur. You're like... It like rolls up some feces into a ball, and it's like swirling it around to volatilize the esters. The Dung Beetle Knight is an extremely difficult foe. You will find that a little preparation goes a long way. The Rumbling in the Dark innovation will offer your settlement the opportunity to train before they face the Dung Beetle Knight. This is an opportunity that should not be missed. Alright. Dung Beetle Knight. There's a lot of rules for this dung ball. Rumbling in the Dark. Here's the art. Not sure how I feel about this. A lot of skulls, though. Fitting for us. A low, constant rumble woke a woman sleeping on the ground. She quietly shifted her bedding aside and lowered her ear to the ground. Something strange was happening out in the darkness. In a breathless moment, the woman's wonder overcame her fear and she set out to find the source of the tremors underfoot. Okay, hold on, game. I'm not fucking fooled. It's like nominate a female survivor. That survivor gains +1 permanent strength, right? But later, in a couple pages, it's going to be like, hey, that survivor that you nominated before, she's dead, by the way. She's dead. Just thought we should let you know. Fine. I will nominate Laughing Skull for this. And she will gain 1 permanent strength. And there we see the Dung Beetle Knight with the rolling dung ball. That's presumably Laughing Skull going out there. The woman followed her feet, feeling her way toward the rumble until it became a quake. Ahead, she saw a peculiar figure struggling to push a massive sphere up a hill. The object appeared quite heavy, and the creature faltered often, losing ground. Each time it did, it redoubled its efforts and rolled the massive weight back up the hill, shaking the ground anew. At first glance, the struggle appeared clumsy and pathetic, but as she watched, the woman was taken by the creature's unrelenting perseverance. Even after the monster crested the hill and vanished, its noble form and simple mission stayed with her. Admiration was too weak a word to describe her feelings. Okay, great. So Laughing Skull is now in love with the Dung Beetle. She gains the Vermin Obsession Disorder. Here we fucking go. Here it is. You love insects. While there is a bug spot terrain tile on the Showdown board, you are so overwhelmed that you are doomed. Okay. Good one. Good one. Bugs on the board. I'm doomed. There she is with a skull. Just loving life. The woman quietly stole back into the settlement, waking no one. Although the others slept soundly, she remained awake, invigorated by witnessing such dedication and exertion. She searched the settlement for the smoothest object she could find and began to roll it, emulating the monster. She would teach the settlement its ways and show them perfect persistence. Gained the round stone training innovation. You may now hunt the Dung Beetle Knight, add it to your quarries. So much dung. Alright, we can hunt the Dung Beetle Knight, add it to our quarries. And we gained the round stone training innovation. Here it is. Goes under education. Here we can train. We can gain the motion sickness disorder, gain the cross-arm block fighting art, gain the tumble fighting art, or gain insanity and either the carapace of will or propulsion drive secret fighting art. That's kind of cool. What does motion sickness do? You suffer knockback and a bleeding token? Oh, that's horrible. What does cross-arm block do? Whenever you're hit, after hit locations are rolled, you may change one result to the arm's hit location. That's okay, I guess. Tumble, we already know about. Carapace of will or propulsion drive. I don't even see those on my secret. I see beetle strength. I see a movable object. Those aren't even in here. Unless this is like the other expansion where shit is just named wrong. Because this sounds like propulsion drive right here. And this sounds like carapace of will right here, honestly. Pretty sure there's nothing else. There's nothing in there. Yeah, I don't know. Propulsion drive sounds like a starship. It does. I don't know that I care that much about... He already has tumble. I keep trying to put that bad spelling. You know what, fine. You keep your bad spelling. Praised fencing! Wait, what? It's like, no, honorable is not a thing. I wonder how you get the tokens, though. Why don't I have cards for those? Unless I put them in here with the regular... Oh, here's propulsion drive. Here's Carapace of Will. I wonder where these survivor status cards are. The only thing I can think is that they'll be in the Dung Beetle Knight special deck. Dung milk? Dung milk? Dung milk. Those are two words that I do not want to hear together at any time. Momentum. Steadfast. Wow. Dung milk. Nope. 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 Put this shit away. Nope. I'm just noping on dung milk. Nope. Alright, so that happened. And then... the Hooded Knight comes back. The fucking Hooded Knight. Welcome back, Hooded Knight. Nobody has the Twilight Sword. Nobody's going to duel you. Mysterious agenda time. Blood Skull will deal with this knight. A 1. As quickly as you arrive, the Hooded Knight vanishes in a flash of steel and blood. Suffer -2 population. The Hooded Knight leaves with unfinished business and will return later. Do we have anybody that wants to learn Mighty Strike? I'll spend 2 survival. We'll make this a 3. The Hooded Knight insists on training the uncouth survivors in martial combat. Up to 2 can spend 3 resources each to learn Mighty Strike. Alright, we're gonna learn some Mighty Strike on Laughing Skull. Spend 3 resources. I'll spend the Lonely Fruit. Fuck that. Here you go, sucker! Have this delicious fruit, Hooded Knight! For some reason, the Hooded Knight never returned to the settlement. Alright, there we go. That's my 3. Fucking offloaded that fruit on him. Hooded Knight, add to the timeline 4 years from now. Unless you gave him the hooded fruit. Or whatever it's called. Alright, now we gotta do sense memory. I don't think we're gonna do anything with this sense memory. I think this just gives us the opportunity to craft flower shit. Inspired crafting, we don't have pottery, we don't have sculpture, we don't have Song of the Brave. We might be able to make leather this time and make the satchel. Some of these could be kind of good to have during the showdown. Remove all your bleeding and negative attribute tokens. 3 survival, 3 insanity. Then you get flower addiction though. I ain't trying to get addicted to those flowers. No, we ain't making nothing from here. Anything else happen this year? Warm climate. Okay, we've dealt with all of the events. So it's time to develop. Develop. What are we going to develop? Well, let's innovate first of all. So we delete one of these. I need a bone, organ, and hide. Okay, this is a hide. This is an organ. This is a bone. Let's see what we get from the innovations deck. I want records. I think I have to have storytelling to get records. Oh, a bed! Ooh, sculpture. Now we're getting fancy. Ooh, scrap smelting. If I took scrap smelting, we could build a blacksmith. And we could make those cool scrap shields. Which have bone in them, but... if I took sculpture, our survival limit goes up, which is good. And we gain 2 survival when departing for a nemesis encounter. If I take a bed, our survival limit goes up. And we can rest to heal certain things. Scarification is fucking terrible, and we're not ever taking it. Sculpture. Sculpture consequences. What are the sculpture consequences? The consequences of sculpture. Oh, pottery. Oh, and that lets you build the barber surgeon. That's pretty good, actually. I guess we'll take sculpture. Silhouettes of sculptures cast strange, comforting shadows on the outskirts of your settlement. Raises our survival limit by 1, and we gain 2 survival when we depart for a nemesis encounter. And I add pottery. Sculpture. +1 survival limit. We can go up to 9 now. Almost as high as my other group. Their survival limit is 10. Pigeon plague would be a consequence of sculpture. True, true. Alright, it goes up to a 9. And what now? Now we have to spend the rest of these endeavors and or make stuff. We still don't have a leather worker. We should make a fucking leather worker so I can make some fucking leather. What else did I want to create? I think I want to make some more fecal salve since I keep giving it away for masks. Can make monster tooth necklaces, but I don't think anyone needs one. Only one person really needs one, and she has one. Fecal salve. If I have leather, I could make a bone pickaxe or a bone sickle, which would let us trigger gathering events while we're hunting. Anybody else even need anything, honestly? Oh, do I have forbidden? I still don't have forbidden dance. Forbidden dance is going to be some hacks, because if I get that, I can do the harvest ritual, which means I could spend any number of specific monster resources to draw an equal number of basic resources. Basic resources possibly including skulls. But I'm not really desperate for skulls right now anyway, considering how strong these 3 characters are. I mean, I wouldn't mind another 2 or 3 skulls on Laughing Skull, and then the, you know, the other group to make them decent, but oh yeah, I want to make a bunch of Gorm stuff, but I need Gorm parts for that. I could try to transmute some organs and try to get some, like another life elixir or something. I can make more bandages. I can make the leather worker. Did you miss anything horrible, disgusting, or some combination? Probably, yeah. I don't remember what all happened, but you probably did. Probably some nasty shit. Alright, let's just make the leather worker. 3 hide and an organ. So the sighing bloom counts as an organ. The lantern bloom counts as a hide. The lantern bloom counts as a hide. And this monster hide counts as a hide. We're going to use both of these 2 warbling blooms. We're going to plant them to gain 2 more people. 2 more people with flower addiction and ugly old faces. So we're just going to take this guy and we're going to copy. And we got 2 more uggos with creepy face. Two more flower children, yeah. That'll bring our population up to 13. Lucky 13. Yes, it actually says they're born with troll faces. Well, I've deleted the cards now, but you'll have to take my word for it. Leather worker. We've got a leather worker now. I don't think I can use a single thing the leather worker makes. I can't use that or that or that or that or that or that. I can't use any of this, but I can make leather now by spending an endeavor. Yeah, they're born with the same face as the flower, and of course it shows the face of the flower. I could make some leather. Now, what did I need leather for again? I might be thinking of the other game, too. I needed some leather pretty badly in that game. There was something, though, specific that I needed leather for. I mean, yeah, I know I could use it for the pickaxe and the sickle. Oh, I know what I wanted it for. It was to make a... Yeah, dude, dung milk. That's what you missed. Dung milk. We don't know. I tried not to look at the card. I didn't even wanna... Alright, we're gonna do some auguries like a motherfucker, I think. Because we need to get some people ageless. Bone, bone. Those are all osseous blooms. Do I have any organs? I have two. I have 2 organs. Because I could make another bone axe. I could also make skullcap hammers. Skullcap hammers are nice. You get somebody using a skullcap hammer instead of a dagger. Like Bone Tree. Do I want to mess around with... The Gathering? Because I could make a pickaxe and a sickle. I need another fecal salve too. Alright, I'm going to take this love juice and I'm going to turn it into a fecal salve. Again. And then I could make another bone axe. What else was I going to do with an organ? Oh, I was going to spend 2 organs at the Gorm chemist. But I can't now because I only have 1 organ. I could use that organ to make another bone axe. Which I think I will do. I think I'll make another bone axe. And bring it down here for bone grinder. I need to spend the organ and one of these to make it. This is an axe made out of a flower, basically. And then I'm going to give him the blood paint. Take off this lion headdress. He's got the 2 axes going now. She can have the lion headdress. She no longer needs 2 bone daggers because she can't use more than 1. We can make a pickaxe and a... So if we spend an endeavor making leather... And then we spend 2 leather and 2 bones. So these things count as bones. We don't even have enough hides left. What am I doing? Well, one of the other flowers that I used was a hide type, and I used it and I could have used this instead. So I'll just use this and say that I used that hide for that. And now we've got a bone pickaxe and a bone sickle. And the cool thing about having those is it triggers special events while you're hunting. So obviously the sickle goes to Bone Tree since he's our flower guy. And the pickaxe will go to Blood Skull. After hunt phase setup, place the mineral gathering event on any hunt phase. After hunt phase setup, place the herb gathering event on any hunt space. So that's just extra free resources you get. Plus other weird shit can happen while you're gathering, obviously, as you would come to expect from Kingdom Death Monster. We've used up all the flowers. I don't really need to use up anything else. We have a lot of endeavors left. We need to do some... The axe was so terrifying. It made Nox cower 2 minutes in the past. Wow, that's pretty scary. That is pretty scary. Terrifying. Now we can do gathering. I haven't made gathering tools on my other game, and they're on like year 80 million, give or take. Okay. I have so many scrap. And I have a lot of endeavors. Talk to me about what we're going to do with endeavors. We could do this training, but... I'm not that excited about those secret fighting arts. We could... I don't want to do any of these things. They're all terrible. We could do drums. Does anybody have a disorder that I want to remove? Vermin obsession. Not that big of a deal. Indecision's kind of obnoxious. I wouldn't mind removing that. Honorable. What does this one even do? Oh yeah, you're always a threat. Hypothetically, we could do some drums. But I think I want to get some understanding up on my people, especially Bone Grinder. So what's going to happen first is Bone Grinder is going to do some... Scrap smelting. He's going to do some auguries. If you're asking yourself, what the fuck are we listening to? By the way, I don't even know. Alright, augury. A 1, yes! Cows and flowers have had a long, bloody history of warfare. You accidentally stab yourself in your heart with your own sickle. I am sure that's a possibility. Vermin obsession where she's doomed if there's any bug patches on the board. Yeah, she is. Look, she's so obsessed with vermin. You love insects. While there's a bug spot terrain tile on the Showdown board, you are so overwhelmed that you are doomed! Alright, he got a 1. Which is great. So I use one of these. And he can now spend a resource to gain 1 understanding. I'll spend one of these scrap. His understanding creeps up there. We got to try to do the same thing again. Another augury. This time he got a 2, which is good enough to do it again. So we spend one of these. We spend one of these. And guess what? We finally got our first maxed out character of courage and understanding. It took forever. He is now maxed on understanding, and we now trigger the White Secret story event. The White Secret. See what I'm talking about with the art? Like, they're not even trying to pretend. Like, what is all that blood? Why is she blindfolded? What are we interrupting here? What's going on? Because it looks alarming. Alright, White Secret. A dream buried deep in memory suddenly surfaces. You feel her hot breath bathing your ear, hissing whispers. She had come to you bearing the secrets of the world, and you had merely forgotten, until now. Your brain swells and you scream out in pain. Suffer the lunacy brain trauma and remember the story. So he just became lunacy. People don't have to have nipples in the world of Kingdom Death. Brain trauma. We got to see what lunacy does exactly. Look at this friendly gentleman having a good time. Loving the life. Lunacy. Gain a random disorder and 1d5 insanity. 1d5 insanity I can work with. 2. He's up to a clean 40. He gains a random disorder. Of course he does. No, not indecision. Well, now he's our leader. He can't be indecisive. But he also remembers the story. I really need me some ageless here. So I need to roll a 1 or a 2. A 1! Yes! Story of the Ageless Man. You remember the story of a young man in his prime. The man was so grateful for his body's ability to protect his loved ones. He decided to honor it by punching the dark sky above 1,000,000 times. As long as he never finished his vow, he never aged a single day again. Your body transforms to its physical peak. Permanently gain 1 accuracy and 1 strength. And the ageless ability... That's what I needed. Bone Grinder's a motherfucker now. Ageless is good because now he doesn't have to ever retire or take hunt XP when he doesn't want to. So now this guy could fight the Phoenix. May hunt when retired, and when you gain a hunt XP, you can decide not to gain it. That's good. Now we need to get, now we need to get the same thing for Blood Skull. That's how negligible senescence is achieved, punching the sky. Yeah, That's it. Bet you didn't know. Bet you didn't know. So much for all your research into induced pluripotent stem cells. Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that was a dead end right there if you'd asked me. Pretty basic, really. Alright, we still have 5 in devs. In devs, as we should call them. I think we're definitely hunting a level 2 Gorm next. Alright, so what are our choices? We could do the drums to try to get rid of things. We could do more auguries to try to gain more understanding, or possibly even have more babbies. Although we're bad at having babbies in this settlement. We could also, we could also do scrap scavenging, which could get somebody some courage. How are we doing on courage? She's 3 away. He's 4 away. They're maxed. I guess more auguries for Bloodskull wouldn't hurt. Oh, how about drums though? Let's get rid of this indecisive shit. We're gonna get rid of Bone Grinder's indecision by having him play some drums. Although actually Bone Tree will play the drums for him. 8. An 8 on the drums. We use one of these. We need to spend a point of insanity, or survival rather, to remove a disorder, and departing survivors gain a survival. So that goes right here. And we're going to get rid of the indecision from Bone Grinder. Dude, you can't be immortal and have indecision. You just can't. Let's get rid of Bone Tree's indecision as well. So he's going to do some drums. And achieve a 9. Which is just what we needed. So, departing survivors in another survival. And he's no longer indecisive either. Alright, we should get rid of honorable too. Fuck honorable. Honorable schmonorable. Let's roll for some more drums. An 8. Fantastic. What do I need? A 9? I need a 9, so I can spend 1. And I can get rid of honorable. We're just drumming this shit away. Dishonorable drumming. I used another one of these. And departing survivors are going to get tons of survival this phase. I have 2 left. I don't need to do any more drumming right now. Let's do more auguries. We'll augurize for Bloodskull. An 8. Well, that's not good. That means we got to do intimacy. Alright, we'll do intimacy. None of my real characters will be doing this intimacy, though. That's for damn sure. Hey, yeah, good point, Saito. If something goes wrong with the baby making, you can get more skulls. It's fucking horrible. I'm using survival to lower the roll to where the people are dead. Okay, alright, here we go. Let's see what the intimacy is looking like. Obviously, some of these flower-addicted motherfuckers with the creepy faces. Yes, we're breeding the creepy facers. We're breeding them. See what happens. 2! Oh, only one of them died. The female survivor perishes with her child during birth. The settlement is cast in gloom. The male survivor mourns, gaining a random disorder and +3 insanity. So we'll delete her. We'll reduce the population by 1. We'll add 1 to the death count. We will give this guy +3 insanity, and he gets a disorder. He has ghostly beauty, really? Ghostly beauty?! You cannot experience fear if you do not exist. Guy with creepy face has ghostly beauty. Double all insanity, double all survival you spend. Man, double all insanity you gain would be fucking good if you were immortal. And we get to draw a random resource from our dead, the dead woman that died in childbirth. And it's a bone. Hey, thank you, ma'am, for contributing your bone to the settlement. You could spend 1 survival to kill 2 of them. I felt that that was inappropriate. Alright, we're gonna do one final augury. With Blood Skull. And we got a 4. She's got enough understanding that she adds 1, so she actually has a 5. I need a 3, so I need to spend 2 of these. And she gains, and we have to sacrifice a thing, so we'll sacrifice that bone from that dead woman to the gods or whatever they are, and her understanding shall grow. What's up, Sin? How you doing? Good to see you, Sin. This guy's got 40 insanity. That's fucking crazy.
I love Zombie Girl. It always makes my skin crawl. Zombie Girls are so awesome. Bye.
Just talking about harvesting stillborn baby skulls here. No worries. You know, as one does. As one does. So overwhelmed by the bugs that you're doomed. Alright, what are we gonna hunt now? We're done fucking around here. End settlement phase. Departing survivors get a fuck ton of survival, so we don't have to worry about not being maxed out.
We love playing your stuff.
I love you guys, definitely. You're out, and what I have to say? Hey, Zombie Girl, this is Ashley. I just want to say hey, and I hope to get your
Alright, so basically,
inspiration to me in my music career.
we got a lot of choices. These are all the things we can hunt now. Oh, the Beast of Sorrow! I don't know what the fuck we're listening to. I just put on a playlist on YouTube of Zombie Girl music, and there's a lot of dodgy shit on this playlist, I'm discovering.
I saw Borat, you know, that was pretty funny. And then on my way home, and my best friend
It seems it's supposed to be creepy, as for part of the creepiness of Kingdom Death Monster.
And then I see the voice coming thingy, and I'm like,
Perishes with her child. Yeah, I'm not counting the baby, because that baby was not part of our population. So I'm not counting that baby as a whole other person that died. Don't read too much. Oh, Josiah says babies aren't people when they die. Blah blah blah. I don't know what we're listening to. It's part of a playlist that's allegedly music, but it's... I just don't even... Alright, that's the end of the playlist, interestingly enough. Let's just go back to the top. That's about enough out of that shit. Baby is not human, blah blah blah. Yeah. Gerudo Valley. We could go after a Dung Beetle Knight now. Or the the Phoenix. No, I'm gonna wait until we have at least 2 people who are ageless before we go after the Phoenix. Because the Phoenix be straight making people not exist and shit. The Phoenix be going forward in time and killing all your children. Oh, let's go after the Beast of Sorrow. Although all we're really gonna get from it is Beast of Sorrow. It's pretty much just a jumped up lion, but it's like a really tough version of the lion. So if we're going after the Beast of Sorrow, we need to prepare for that. Legendary monsters. Oh, those people got wrecked. The Beast of Sorrow is like a white lion. Alright, actually I'm going to open that up in this booklet. And then I can open the normal white lion setup up above here. Those people do look tired. It's been so long since I fought a white lion in either game. Of course, I've never fought a legendary white lion. So there'll be some new tricks here possibly that I haven't seen. Looks like a safe tent at Burning Man. You've been to Burning Man? I've never been to Burning Man, even though it takes place not that far away from where I live, really. You get to choose what you fight, or is it RNG? You get to choose when you get to hunt. Certain years you have a nemesis encounter, which means a certain something horrible comes and you're forced to fight it. That's like the boss fights, basically. But like when you just go on a hunt, as you go along, you unlock different enemies that you can hunt, and then you can choose which one each year. Like right now, we have a lot of choices. Originally, it starts off where all you can hunt is the white lion, and then you get like extra things as you go along. Alright, white lion resources. White lion hunt events. White lion basic card. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, this goes into the Flower Knight. I forgot to return it. That Flower Knight was surprisingly easy, even on level 3. The fact that I killed a level 3 anything on what, fucking Lantern Year 8 is a little bit surprising. Supposed to be like some endgame shit, but then again, we are way overpowered from all those skulls that we found. White lion, special AI deck, legendary AI deck, hit locations deck, advanced AI deck. See, the white lion has a nice 23 card hit location deck, which makes it you're gonna draw the trap card less often, you know. Because instead of like the last thing, it had like a 16 card hit location deck. You get a little more things to play with. Alright, that's all the setup we need to do before I save the game. The lion will come over here. Oh, it's going to be all the way at the end of the board too, on the hunt track. Too many skulls is... I mean, it's so random, right? Like, it's so luck-based if you do People of the Skull variant, because you could really easily not get any skulls at all. And then your characters would suck. Because you wouldn't be able to use any of the good gear, but you wouldn't have any special advantage to make up for that, so you would just be crappy. Or you could get a ton of skulls like we have, and then your characters are like some kind of living gods descending from Valhalla. So it's super luck-based at that point. Of course, the whole game is super luck-based. This game likes to pretend that it's about tactics and stuff, but it's way more about luck. I think we're ready to, Oh, she gains a survival and a strength token just for stepping outside the gate. But it's a cool game. Okay, let's save here. Oh yeah, that means I need to end this episode as well. I'm gonna keep going though. So if you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere because I'm not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, that's gonna do it for this Lantern Year and this episode of Kingdom Death Monster. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Kingdom Death Monster People of the Skull campaign on Tabletop Simulator.